I sleep on the streets while my mother lived like a queen. I slept on the roads while my mom lived like a queen. I was homeless at the age of 10. I slept outside a mall, on the sidewalks, while my mother was partying like a queen. One day while I was sleeping on the road, when a strange lady approached me. The lady was about to change my life. But first, let me tell you my whole story. How I got on the roads. My mother comes from a rich family. She was spoiled from childhood. My grandparents gave everything to my mother as a child. But soon my grandparents lost most of their money. They were still pretty rich, but not rich enough to satisfy my mother's crazy demands. At the age of 19, my mother was so spoiled and greedy. She always wanted to live like a queen. But she didn't want to work. So she started dating rich guys. My grandparents tried to stop my mother, but she was too greedy to listen. She left the home when she was 20. 2 years later, my mother came back home. She was pregnant with me. Apparently, some rich guy left her when she was pregnant. Soon, I was born. My grandparents took care of me. After giving birth to me, my mother returned to her usual life. She was out again, dating rich guys. My mother never saw me after giving birth to me. Until the age of 10, I was raised by my grandmother only. But soon grandma passed away. That's when my mother returned. My grandma hadn't left any written will, so my mother inherited the money. She wasn't back for me. She was just back for the property. She started inviting rich men to the house. Soon, she kicked me out of the house. I slept on the roads while my mom lived like a queen. I got used to life on the roads within a few days. It was better than living with my unloving and greedy mother. One day I was sleeping when a strange lady approached me. She gave me food as I looked hungry. I told her my whole story. She took me to the child care and applied to adopt me. In court, she won the case. My mother didn't care, as she didn't even want to win the case. She was happy to get rid of me. The lady who adopted me, her name was Sophia. Apparently, Sophia had lost her son to a rare disease. I reminded Sophia of her lost son. She took care of me like my grandma. Months passed by. My mother never cared to know where I lived. One day an officer from the bank arrived. Apparently, my grandma had her will stored in a bank locker. The papers mentioned me as the owner of all the properties. Since I was underage, my legal guardian was responsible to control the property. Legally, Sophia was my guardian, so she had access to all my properties. My mother lost everything. She fought a case to become my guardian, but lost again. She didn't fight to get her son back. She fought for the property. Sophia kicked my mother out of the house. But she never took a penny out of my grandma's account. When I turned 18, she handed me everything. Just like my grandma had left me. I still live with Sophia. I call her Mom. Relations are not defined by blood. It is defined by love.